Greetings, comrades! This is Sergei Kilemov, and welcome to another H3VR video. And yes, update 92 is out already. I can't believe how quickly this game's been updated lately. Not that I mind. But, of course, this update has brought us a few more shotguns, as well as a few Meat Fortress 2 weapons, which I will say this right now, I will cover the Meat Fortress 2 weapons at some point, but I kind of want to wait till later on, whenever, I guess for an anniversary special or something like that, because, you know, reasons. But anyway, I thought we'd show off the new guns here. So we've got 5 new guns here. Well, technically 3 new guns, 2 variations of 2 of them. But anyway, let's go ahead and start off with one that, honestly, I'm surprised wasn't an H3VR already, but now I'm glad it is. It's a very interesting shotgun. This is the Panzoid Jackhammer. This is a 12-gauge, blow-forward, gas-operated shotgun. It's supposedly automatic, but I tried a little bit prior to this video. It's actually semi-auto here. Now, interesting thing about this weapon, actually this and this one here, these 2 weapons here, this and the Cause, which we'll get to in a minute, they're prototype shotguns. They were never actually fielded, never actually went to full production. This one in particular, probably the most famous of the 2. Only 3 prototypes were built, 2 of them were destroyed during testing, and unfortunately, with little interest in the weapon itself, the company that created it, Panzoid, went bankrupt. So, not a very good ending there, but when you look at this, it's a very interesting weapon. As you see, it's a bullpup configuration, and it uses a unique 10-round cylindrical magazine. Of course, we've got 12-gauge. And interesting thing, these magazines here can also be used as landmines, believe it or not. Basically, the idea was you added a firing mechanism on the bottom of the cylinder here, and you place it on the ground. Then, as soon as it triggers, instead of an explosion, it's all 10 of the shotgun shells going off in the quote-unquote bear trap configuration. Very interesting feature for this weapon here. But as you can see, there's no ejection port because, again, it's a cylindrical magazine. And you'll notice it's somewhat simplistic in design. All we have is a safety here. But there's no pump action, no ejection port. There's not even a bolt release or anything. So basically, you just put it in, and it's good to go, provided you turn the safety off, of course. And yeah, we got a target over here. Let's see what we can do with the good old Jackhammer. Now, supposedly this is full auto, but in this game here, it's semi-auto only. But that's fine because, well, let's get a better beat on our target there. Not too bad. But yeah, very interesting weapon. You see this a lot in video games, movies, and stuff like that. And it actually surprises me that this never went to production. But, yeah, it's interesting that many of these features will be incorporated into the Cry Precision 612, which is a shotgun I showed off earlier, that actually is in production. And it's actually in a much smaller package, which, as I mentioned before, is designed to be used as an underbarreled shotgun. Hence, it's a smaller size. But it's interesting how this weapon came to be. Another weapon that was pretty interesting is a weapon, believe it or not, was made by Heckler & Koch, just like the G11. In fact, if you didn't know any better, this almost looks like a G11. But this is actually the Cause, C-A-W-S. It's basically a combat shotgun that's fully automatic, and you'll notice that the shells are a little different too. These are 12-gauge belted shells, which basically allows it to be stacked like this, because with normal 12-gauge shotgun shells, they can't really be stacked like this. And at the time, Heckler & Koch, this was made during the 1980s, by the way, what's interesting is that they wanted a shotgun that can hold 10 rounds, which a lot of shotguns at the time weren't capable of doing. So they created a special 12-gauge shell here, and of course a special platform to fire it with. Thus, again, the creation of the Cause. What's interesting is that it's ambidextrous. So you'll notice, despite the ejection port being here, the way the weapon's designed, you can actually rotate everything to be 180 degrees, so you can fire it left-handed if you want to. And you can see the safeties, ambidextrous, and the ejection port can be swept to left or right, so that's a pretty interesting design there. Of course, you see we got the integrated scope here, just like the G11, and just like the G11, in this game anyway, we have a tac mod configuration. See, we have a rail here in the bottom for loading, putting in a sight or anything like that. And you see we have a different barrel here too, with a nice little muzzle brake. And of course, we have the rail on the top, so you want to install a different scope, you can. And one thing you'll notice something different here? This one has a charging handle, which wasn't in the original design of the cause, believe it or not. Very interesting, but you gotta have those technical attachments, I guess. But here's the original cause, and I'm pretty sure all you Fallout 2 fans will immediately recognize this weapon and what it can do. And I forgot to, oh, actually, there is a charging handle up here. So I take that back. There is a charging handle, but you'll notice that it's on the side instead of on the top. I guess I had to redesign this in order to put that rail on the top there. So definitely not like the Panzoid Jackhammer. It didn't have a charging handle. It didn't even have an ejection port or anything like that. This one does. And you'll notice that the barrel reciprocates with each shot. Let's go full auto. Very nice. But of course, yeah, we have the 10 rounders here. But of course, you really want to get some rounds down range, you gotta go for the 20 rounder. Helps if I back up a bit so I don't get caught in the railing. And, take a look. So you probably can't tell through here, but I am looking to the side, the scope here. Which I know what you're thinking. Why would you put a scope on a shotgun? Good question. I wish I had an answer for it. Now, the tac mod variant. And you know me, I like when I see tactical rails, I gotta put some attachments on it. So let's do something a little more sensible for this weapon. So instead of that scope, this little red dot sight, and well, we have that small rail there, so I might as well put in the kind of respectable foregrip, even though it's not completely in there, but it's in there. Now, since this barrel is shorter, I'm not sure if it reciprocates. Let's see. No, it does not. Well, I guess it makes sense. I guess they had to make some compromises. Now, I would aim for center mass, but as you can see, there is no more center mass. That's what happens when you give Russian a fully automatic shotgun. Now, we have one more weapon to show off, and not much to talk about this weapon here, but it is a break-action shotgun. It's simply called the Throwback Single Shot. We have two different calibers, 12 gauge and 20 gauge. So basically, you remember the break-action rifles I showed up before, the breech loaders? Well, this is pretty much like that. Only it's not really a breech loading, it's break-action. But it pretty much behaves like you think it would. Nothing special. Just your typical single round shotgun. Now, anyone who's played Fallout New Vegas might recognize weapons similar to this. I'm not sure if it's the exact model, but yeah. So that's a 12 gauge, and over here we have the 20 gauge. And I showed off before 20 gauge is a little smaller than 12 gauge. But it can still be pretty powerful. You have to prime the hammer before you fire these. So, those are the new shotguns that were introduced in Update 92. And yeah, it actually got updated a few days ago as of this video. And again, I'm surprised that we got another update so soon. But not that I mind. I've been wanting to see this weapon in VR for quite a while. And better late than never, I suppose. Again, very interesting weapon. It's a shame that it never went to production, but as I mentioned, some of the design philosophies were incorporated into the 612. And I might as well just a little bonus, just to show you a little size comparison. We got the Jackhammer here. Might as well put in the magazine again. And bring out the 612. There you are. So I can put in the magazine through here. Yep. So you can see both bullpup shotguns, both use cylindrical magazines, but yeah. You can tell here just how small they are. Of course, again, this is a 10 round magazine. This is only 6 rounds, but as I mentioned before, the size of this shotgun here is designed to be used as an underbarrel shotgun as well. Yeah, definitely, you get a similar amount of firepower in a much smaller package. And again, you could put underneath an assault rifle. Of course, it wouldn't look like this. It'd be, would it be like the barrel would be this short here. We have the trigger here and the magazine there, and of course the rail system up here where you would attach it. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I hope you look forward to the next one. Until then, do svidaniya.